Hello and welcome to Retro Cars Reborn. I'm Lee and this again is the parts department. As you can see, parts everywhere. Doors, you want doors? I got doors. Except none of them are for you. So today I've been looking for these, and if you can tell me what these are before I finish unwrapping them, chuck it in the comments. Well, if you said Mark III Capri McPherson strut, then you win a prize. Watch to the end to find out about the prize. So, what we're going to do with these today is we're going to bring them in to the 21st century, because they are oil filled shocks which is now leaking. I took these off before the laser had its last MOT, and the shocks on the front of the laser are now the ones that are off the 2.8. So I've been wanting to get round to refurbing these for quite some time. They are just a standard 2-litre shock. They're identical to the Escort RS2000 shocks. So anybody who is after RS2000 shocks, a standard set of Capri 2-litre shocks are the same. Easiest way to tell them from a 1300 is the removable arm on the back. See there? The 2 bolts to remove the steering arm. On a 1300 Escort shocks, it's welded on you can't take it off. Yeah, there you go, look at how much oil is peeing out. So we'll go through parts lists for this now. Right, parts and things that you can do to these shock absorbers. You can, if you really want to, you can chop the spring cup off and turn these into a perfect set of coilovers. Now, I do have a set of coilovers that have been converted from some Bilstein struts that were off the 2.8, so we'll have a quick look at those as well. You can also get a roller bearing strut top. Again, I have got a set of those on the Bilsteins. We will have a look at that as well. But for this, I'm going for a nice simple upgrade. It's really cheap and efficient. Now, the ones that I've currently got on the laser, when I refurbed them the first time round, the strut insert, I went away from oil and put a gas one in there, and I put only 1-inch lowering springs on, but I set them up for the 2.8. Obviously it's got a V6 in it, it's got a heavier engine, so if you can see, it basically just made it look like it hadn't got an engine in it at all. Look how high the front is, it's ridiculous. So this time round I went for some oil inserts, same ones, KYB shock absorber premium inserts. I'll leave a link in the description below for these bad boys. They're really cheap. Spring wise, I went for 1-inch, which turns out on a laser it's the standard height anyway, because again it's not got the weight of a V6 in it. So we went back to my friends at Burton Power and I went for the lowest springs that you could get. And I think this may be a mistake, but the only way to find out is to do it. So check these out. I thought they were going to be in the box this way. I thought, you know, 2 springs, they'll fit in the box that way. No. They fit in the box that way. What is that? Seriously, what am I supposed to do with this? It's tiny. It's literally the same as it's in there now. When I take that spring out of this one, it's gonna dwarf that. It's gonna be like here. So this may be a big mistake. So with that, let's crack on and see what happens. So the first thing you're gonna want to do is obviously strip it down. You don't want to just be firing. Oh my god, it's got an original cap on. Never even noticed that. You don't want to be undoing this nut and just firing the shock off somewhere and really hurting yourself. But also, you don't want to be using these things. These are an absolute death trap. I mean, just look at the ones I'm using. These are from easily the 70s. They've no safety whatsoever. Safety is completely out of the window. Except I've got no choice because this is what I've got. Original cap. You do not see those very often. So with the spring clamped down and it come away from the top cup, you know you can undo this nut now. Yeah, look. And we didn't die. So there's not that bad inside. Give them a good clean and they'll go again. I see what I mean about why they're not so good. The way the spring literally bends because they're not putting even pressure on. That's why people don't like these. Old and the spring's so large to start with, I'm now struggling to remove them. So I had to put all of my weight on top of the spring to manage to get them off. That's how crappy these are. Now that the spring's off, you just see there's the old spring next to the new shiny spring. Now I remember when I said there's going to be a big difference in height. Yeah. Exactly. Houston, I think we're going to have a problem here. Well, let's continue to build them and see what happens. So with the spring off, you can remove the little bump stop from off the top. Put it in a safe place with all your other bits that you've removed. I'm just going to put these all in the bag and put them all in the same place. You can then move to remove in these two bolts which hold on, which hold the steering arm on, and you want to take a photo so you can remember which way round this steering arm goes. So I'm going to whip this off, and then that should release also the disc brake dust shield, which I'm going to upgrade the front brakes to the same as the 2.8, so I will no longer be needing it. So those two bolts out, and your disc cover is off. Now there should be one at the top here, but mine was already missing. Now the reason I can't run the shield and have vented discs is because the shield for vented discs is different. If you want to run the shield, you just gotta buy a different one. I'm just gonna do away with it completely because, you know, race car, less weight. So yeah, so this video is getting pretty long, just like these springs. So I'm going to split it up into a two-part. So the second part should be right here, and I shall see you in it. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and I shall see you in part 2 in just a minute.